Can you hear me? Haha. So nice of you to join me on this icy night. I almost slid right off my stoop coming out of my house. So I'm here to play some songs. Is that okay with you guys? Oh, excellent. Oh, good. You're in the right place then. We're on the same wavelength. I'm here to play songs from my new album. It's called Silent Lessons. And this is called Left Turn. My bike around the block, on the city street and on the sidewalk. I make 2 left turns and then I turn left again. A dozen times I pedal past and a dog watches me go nowhere fast. He waits on the stoop in the sun for the day to be done. And a girl is outside playing games while the boy next door calls her names. They're growing up while I stay the same. And I know I'm not getting anywhere this way, going round in circles every day. I can't figure out how to go right when the future seems so out of sight. I ride my bike around the block, on the city street and on the sidewalk. I make 2 left turns and then I turn left again. At the corner is a tree where you carved our names with your key. I miss you, but you don't miss me. My spinning wheels hardly make a sound as I cover the same old ground. I can't get lost or found as I ride. I sometimes feel the cool wind on my back, wishing everything was right on track. Maybe I should take a different route, a new direction that gets me out. I ride my bike around the block, on the city street and on the sidewalk. I make 2 left turns and then I turn left again. I ride my bike around the block, on the city street and on the sidewalk. I make 2 left turns and at the light I turn right. Thank you. This is such a nice bookstore. Lovely place. Thanks so much to Sergio and Karen for having us. And this over here is Tad DeBrock, who came all the way from Brooklyn to hang out with me. It's really nice. And Tad is very special because, among other things, because he produced the CD, Silent Lessons. Tad has played with me for a long time, but this time around, he was the boss. Crack the whip. But pretty excited about how it came out, so I'm excited to share these tunes with you. So I'm going to go right into another one from the CD, which I don't know how it happened. It didn't start out this way, but somehow it ended up as a cha-cha feel on the CD. I keep wanting to dance the cha-cha when I hear the track. It's called A Night to Forget. And if you've heard any how many people here have never seen me play before? Okay. Oh, great. Tad's parents don't count. Okay. But anyone who's seen me play knows that I don't have that big of a variety of happy songs, so they tend to go on the sad side, so A Night to Forget. Keychain. New blue jeans and my face washed clean. High-heeled boots in black. I walk fast and I don't look back. Going out for a night to forget. Drink, raise a glass to losing my mind. I wanna dance with someone I just met, not think what I left behind. Red lipstick with gin makes me lose track of where I've been. I'm ready to go where the music's loud and nobody knows. Going out for a night to forget, drinking a toast to drowning my sins. A stranger offers a cigarette. I don't smoke, but maybe it's time to begin. I don't want to remember you calling my name. I don't want to remember yesterday. I don't want to remember that look in your eyes as you watched me walk away. Flashing white lights means it's closing time. One last shot with new friends who I'll never see again. Going out for a night to forget, raise a glass to losing my mind. I wanna dance with someone I just met, not think what I left behind, not think what I left behind. Yeah, I try to mix it up with a happy-go-lucky tune from time to time, but that's not going to happen right now. My friend Chris over there was saying that this next song was one that he really liked, and I know it's because he's divorced. Me too. Fodder for good songs. Fodder for good songs. I got divorced 10 years ago, and I'm still milking it. Milking it in the songwriting. You drew a line between have and hold. You were typically kind, but almost always cold. I let you in, but you let me know that someday you would let me down and I would have to let you go. I would have to let you go. Behind the door, I built a wall. You never wondered what it was for. It didn't matter at We lay on the bed, east and west side. Everything is left unsaid, though you never lied. I could not break a solid stone. While you sleep, I lie awake. I'm already alone. I let you in, but you let me know that someday you would let me down and I would have to let you go. That's some pretty stuff, Tad. So this next tune is also, these few tracks are all from the new CD. And I'm someone that always writes alone, sort of tucked away in my garret with the rats.
You mean the X's?
And I've never written with anybody before, sort of like a co-writing situation. But this song was one that I wrote with a friend of mine. Did anyone ever see the movie Sliding Doors with Gwyneth Paltrow? So we kind of took the idea of sliding doors and just sort of ran with it. I feel like Gwyneth Paltrow could be in the video, now that I think about it. Let's talk to her about that. Waiting for the train in her long red coat, ready to meet her secret. He waits downtown where no one knows. No one knows. She wants to be free. An East Side afternoon, ladies lunch in their cafes. She hurries past the whispers. She knows what people say, that people say she might not stay. She wants an open sky so she can finally breathe. Another sliding door to walk into a different life. She looks up at the clock, standing in her place. The train's about to come, and can she finally choose her way? Among the men in gray, She is still as stone. Will today be different? She doesn't know. She doesn't know. Waiting for the train in her long red coat, ready to meet her secret. Thank you. Yeah, I think Gwyneth Paltrow in the long red coat. Thank you. That is a good idea. Famous people who are on Facebook don't use Facebook.
Yes, I bet you they do.
Secretly, they lurk. The famous people lurk. Hello. Hi. Daddy. So I have a little suitcase full of CDs and thingies over there. And what I'm doing tonight is kind of a special thing for tonight. It's really pay what you want. Okay, but let me explain. Hang on a second. I really just don't want anyone who doesn't have the CD not to walk out with it. So my point is that, the suggested, price for the CD is around $10. But if you only have 5, if you only have $8.50, if you only have a $100 bill stashed in your pocket, I'm not going to say no. So I encourage you to put whatever in the brown envelope with the smiley face on it. And feel free to make sure you take a copy. I also have copies of the CD that I did before this one, which Tad also played on. So you can hear, if you like Tad's sound, you're going to like the other CD also. Yeah. I do. So I want to play a couple tunes from that last CD. And this one was very applicable when I had short hair, but my hair has grown since then, but it's called Short Brown Hair. At the Galaxy Diner, my little sister with the long blonde ponytail. Her name is Jenny, pretty as a new penny, and Mama's favorite without fail. She's leaning onto our daddy, who calls her his lady and his darling Clementine. And my little sister, her skin is like peaches resting in the sweet sunshine. But I just sip my chocolate milk like I don't care. And I sink down deep into my chair. In the window's reflection, I see nothing special there, just short brown hair. I don't remember what I was thinking when I stole her jelly beans. I put them in my back pocket and ran like a rocket. I just wanted to be me. Now at the Galaxy Diner, I sit beside her with her Barbie in between. When I look at Jenny, that bag of candy feels like a rock in my blue jeans. But I just sit and look at her like I don't care. All I think about is it's not fair. When people see her, they just stop and stare. And not in my short brown hair. My short brown hair. My short brown hair. At the Galaxy Diner, my little sister with the beautiful blue eyes up at my mother, one pretty girl to another, like she's won the biggest prize. I get a grilled cheese, but nobody sees me. It's like I'm not even here. Maybe deep in my French fries, there'll be a sign that I don't need to disappear. So I eat those jelly beans like I don't care. And they taste perfectly sweet, I swear. I'm almost blinded by the window's glare that lights my short brown hair. My short brown hair. My short brown hair. My short brown hair. Thank you. Yes, there is a sister. There is. That's all I'll say. So I've lived here in Metuchen, just a few blocks away from here, for 4 years. Wow. And it's been 4 full winters, or maybe this is even our 5th winter here. When we first moved here the first season, I hadn't shoveled since I was a kid. I'd lived in Brooklyn and Manhattan for 20 years. And when we moved here, I said to my husband, you can shovel and rake, please. Then we can move to New Jersey. So one of the first things, the first snowstorm, we realized that you really shouldn't park your car all the way up in the driveway, because then the whole rest of the driveway is left to shovel, and our neighbors thought that was pretty funny. They laughed and laughed. All right, well, this is a wintry tune for this wintry night. December moon, I think about that night last June when you promised me you'd stay until the end of our last living day. Now I walk alone through falling snow and darkness, but for the gentle glow of the neighbor's firelight and sheets of stars in the moonlit sky. Winter's come around again. Feels like this cold will never end. Maybe by spring my broken heart will mend. Winter's come around again. October leaves had turned to brown when you said that you were leaving this town, and I crumpled them in my hands. No season ever goes quite as planned. Now I turn the clocks 1 hour back and felt the wind blow through the cracks of the empty house we shared. I don't understand why you didn't care. Winter's come around again. I'll close my eyes and just pretend that summer's coming and you're still my best friend. Winter's come around again. I pull my sweater tight around me. I wrap both of my arms around my knees. I listen to the ice break off the tree. Maybe I need not believe in you can dream of. Winter's come around again. Feels like this cold will never end. I'm waiting for that first summer rain to wash away the memories that remain. When flowers bloom, it'll be a brand new day. Winter's come around again. Winter's come around again. Winter's come around again. I'm going to give Tad a break here, I guess. He's like, later. So, have you guys ever heard the word humble brag? No. So, a friend of mine from California, we were talking about Facebook and sort of annoying habits of people on Facebook, which, you know, we're all guilty of, I suppose. But one thing that she said really annoys her is people who humble brag. So humble brag is when you say something that you're really bragging about, but you say it in like a humble kind of a way. So I have a really good humble brag. So I'm going to the Caribbean sailing next weekend, and I'm really afraid I'm going to get seasick. Poor me. That's true. I'm very excited about it. All right, well, I'd like to play the title track from the CD. It's called Silent Lessons. What do you hear in the quiet when you're alone? And there are only the wordless waves of the unknown. What do you hear in the 4 in the morning of your soul? When all your fears and faint of heart begin to unfold. I hear voices, I hear questions, I hear choices, and I hear silent lessons. What do you see in the stillness when you feel blind and you need all 6 senses to know what to find? What do you see in the darkness when there's nowhere to hide from the lingering loneliness that lies by your side? I see colors, I see impressions, I see wonders, and I see silent lessons. Do you feel as the dawn breaks and everybody sleeps, and you wanna get up and run away from secrets you keep? I feel deep in my bones a new intention. I am alone, but I feel silent lessons. Thank you. Thank you. I have a little bit of insomnia, so I feel like some of my songs are inspired by that. That was one of them. You know, 4 in the morning, that happens. So this next song is from an album that I did a few years back with a girlfriend of mine, we were in a duo together. We called ourselves Sweet Bitters, and we did one album full of harmonies. It was good stuff. Tad played on that album too. My God. Tad and I go back a long, long way at this point. But anyway, but we had a breakup because she moved to Portland, Maine, and it was hard to rehearse. It's hard to rehearse harmonies. But this was one song that we included on our album, and it was a song that I wrote on the occasion of my wedding 6 years ago to number 2. So if you're keeping track of the stories here, yeah. Second time's a charm. And it's called Shannon's Song. Oh, man. Yeah, Shannon and Sharon. We both have the same birthday, too. November 14th. You can walk on my right side, you can walk upon my left. Long as you're walking in my direction, I could not care less. You can put on your sandals to go walking in the rain. Long as you're carrying my umbrella, I love you just the same. You can tell all of your jokes that I don't understand. Long as you keep me laughing, I'll always hold your hand. You can watch bad movies, the action hero kind. Long as you share your pint of ice cream, I'll be by your side. I only wish that time would slow down. Life is gone before you look around. I hope we'll be here 50 years from now. You can share your stories, the ones both short and long. Long as you never run out of tales, I'll keep singing your song. You can always be yourself, no matter time nor place. Long as you keep on loving me, you'll always see the love on my face. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Kim, did you get a haircut? I did not recognize you when you walked in. So I'm going to ask. Got a pocket full of sun. Pull it out to see what it's become, and I hold it still, gently in my hand. The sun is soft, shifting shade. It spirals into a surface wave and then seeps through my fingers, turns into sand. I don't wanna let the sun go. I should have kept my eye on it, like Galileo. The sun slides onto the sidewalk. chase the sun like it's all mine, but I can't run as fast as the sunshine. My pocket's empty and inside out. How will I do without the sun to make my day? Full of sun, picked up a piece that had begun to light the sky like late afternoon in summertime. Turns out there's enough to go around. Anyone can have some they found. Full of sun, pull it out to see what it's become. Thank you. I'm gonna get Tad to retune it and put it back. It's like having my own roadie. Oh man. Isn't Tad awesome? So good. I'm all the way from Williamsburg for me. So nice. But yeah, the key to the alternate tuning is to have a second guitar that you bring with you, and the roadie hands you on stage, right? But there's an art to being able to do it and tune and talk at the same time. But the problem I didn't expect that I was having is that I need bifocals. I do. I've taken to wearing my glasses while I perform because it's easier to put them on my head to see. See, you're all nodding your head like you know what I'm talking about. But I'm really right there. I'm so close to getting the progressives. In the meantime, I've decided to embrace my inner Lisa Loeb or Ingrid Michaelson or any performer that you know that has glasses. Yeah. But thanks again for coming, everybody. I know it's an icy night. It's a cold night. Hopefully warmer with some tunes. Know how to introduce this next song, actually. I haven't decided. In this case, I'm just going to say it's the only true story on the album. Amy, you were lost on a clear blue day, but you never went away. You live in his heart and in photos on the bookies, with a laughing smile on your face. We never met, but now I know you well. You were taken too soon, but I can tell. You're never gonna disappear. Sometimes I wish you'd go, but you're still here. Amy, you wore pearls and a yellow dress the night you told him yes. Now when I go to sleep, you appear in my dreams, wrapped in white and memories. He says that he can love again, but will it be for us like it was for you then? Sometimes I think we might have been friends if beginnings weren't also ends. Amy, you were lost on a clear blue day, but you never went away. Thank you. I have a couple more songs. In this, ongoing batch of my own songs, all about me, I want to give a little nod to a songwriter that has really influenced me, that's an idol and all of that. Do we love Chrissy Hind in the house? The Pretenders? Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Yes. Well, did you know that one of their seminal albums, Learning to Crawl, is 30 years old this month? Danny Adlerman is like, yes, I knew that. Danny and I have the 80s fandom together. But yeah, so I'd like to play a song from that album. It's called Back on the Chain Gang. Found a picture of you. Oh, what hijacked my world that night to a place in the past we've been passed out of. Oh, now we're back in the fight. We're back on the train. Oh, we're back on the chain gang. Circumstance beyond our control. Oh, the phone to me and the news of the world. Got in the house like a pigeon from hell. Put us back on the train. Oh, we're back on the chain gang. Force us to live like we do. Bring me to my knees when I see what they've done to you. And I'll die as I stand here today, knowing that chain gang. We're back on the chain gang. Oh my God. That is one of my favorite songs ever. When Tad and I were rehearsing, I was literally like, all right, well, I have one more tune from the CD to play for you. So last song, unless you applaud really hard. So we're going to play it this way here, but I must insist that you walk out with the CD because Tad composed a string quartet for this song. Okay, on paper, I mean, we hadn't even had it planned. We were in the recording studio and we had recorded a bunch of the tracks, and I don't know, like it wasn't quite gelling, so they say in recording speak. And Tad was just like, and he went home, and it was like 8 o'clock at night or something already. We went home, and the next morning he came in with sheets of paper, and the cellist was coming in, and he had composed 4 parts. And the cellist had to play the violin part, and the viola part, and the cello part. I don't know what the 4th part of a string quartet is. Violin, viola, cello.
2 violins.
Oh, there's 2 violins. Oh, okay. That's right. And the cellist was like, what? He did it. It sounds so good. Okay, so we're going to play it, though. Just imagine that. Have that in your mind's eye. His name was David Stein. He was her Valentine, or so she dreamed he'd be, if he would only see. She told her diary that she'd cross the China Sea to be with David Stein. How could she send a sign that she was more than the girl next door, the one his mother wished he'd go for? She wanted to be the one who would never say no, but she could always count on to show love. The truth was that David Stein was someone else's Valentine. He hung out with the prom queen, who was more than 17, but he knew she was alive. They were in class to learn to drive. One day after a parallel park, she felt a special spark, like she was more than the girl next door, the one his mother wished he'd go for. He knew she was one of those who would never say no, that he could always count on to show love. On her knees, she felt she had won a prize. He said, please, you know you're the only one. It didn't sound like a lie. Then one day David Stein took a step across the line. to the baseball team, that she was every guy's easy dream. And they all spread the word that she goes right to third. David's time went on his way, and she was all alone on Valentine's Day. More than the girl next door, not the one your mother wishes you'd go for. They all say that she's the one who will never say no, that you can always count on to show love, to show love. Thank you so much. I've got CDs. I've got a sparkly Sharpie that I'll sign if you want, and maybe you can get Tad to sign it too. Oh gosh. Oh, it's so awkward. So awkward. That's what happens when you don't have a green room. We could run back to the kids area and then come back out. But okay. But really, I have to thank Sergio and Karen so much. I mean, it just really means a lot to have a place like this where, you know, where the cappuccino machine isn't whirring the whole time. The juicing machine. I mean, you know, this is really lovely. And I encourage you to browse. Tad's already bought a couple vinyl records, so if you haven't checked that out, definitely do, or come back another day. But thanks so much for having me and hanging out. It's when I moved to Metuchen, it wasn't one of the reasons I moved here, but very soon after moving, I realized what a really nice arts community and communal community and music community there is here. I've met a lot of people in town through the music that I do, hosting different events around town. So I hope to continue to do more of that and share more, not just of my music, but other people's music too. So just off the top of my head, I'd like to do another winter song and another nod to one of my songwriting idols, Paul Simon. Yes, yes. This is a song that I recorded on my previous CD. The album is called Sleepless Lullaby. Hi! Are you the daughter? You are. Hello. What's your name?
Tay.
What is it?
Tay.
Tay? It's beautiful. Hi. All right, this is Hazy Shade of Winter. Just sending you off with a wintry tale. Become of me while I look around for my possibility. I was so hard to please. Look around, leaves are brown and the sky is a hazy shade of winter. Hear the Salvation Army band. Down by the riverside, there's bound to be a better ride than what you've got planned. Carry your cup in your hand. Look around, leaves are brown and the sky is a hazy shade of winter. Hang on to your hopes, my friends. That's an easy thing to say, but if your hope should pass away, then simply pretend that you can build them again. Look around, grass is high, fields are ripe, It's the springtime of my life. Seasons change with the scenery, weaving time in a tapestry. Won't you stop and remember me at any convenient time? Funny how my memory slips while looking over manuscripts of unpublished rhyme, drinking my vodka and wine. Look around, leaves are brown and the sky is a hazy shade of winter. Look around, leaves are brown, there's a patch of snow on the ground. Look around, leaves are brown, there's a patch of snow on the ground. Look around, leaves are brown, there's a patch of snow. To Sergio and Karen, Tad DeBrock right here in the house. I'm Sharon Goldman. Thank you so much for coming, my friends, and those who are now my friends. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Don't forget what I said about not leaving without a CD, so do. It was my glasses. Hello.
Hello.
I had it by both.
Oh, good.
Sign this way for me.
Okay.
Bring the sparkly for it. Oh, yeah. This is great. Yeah, this is fun. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're so
You buying that? Sure.
Like I said, I hope I can learn.
I still have lots to learn. Check out
Sounds great too. Thank you.
Oh, the Yeah, get Taz to sign it.
And I recognize who you were because I googled Sharon earlier.